Took a look at Malik Beasley. He's kind of an undervalued guy in this trade. Not talked enough about. Everybody focusing on D'Angelo Russell, but Beasley is a player who just got buried in a, pardon the pun, avalanche in Denver.
Executed the first play. Looked like they've been practicing for 2 weeks together.
The best three-point shooter on the roster for the Wolves knocks down the tray and Minnesota leads.
And he and McLaughlin.
Beasley, career 38%. Along with Paul George, he scored 42. Leonard, the runner, underbarrels off the window. Beasley. 6-2 start for Minnesota. Beasley gets a screen from Towns, uses it. He has not been shy in this first quarter. That is his fourth shot already.
Goes down on the ground, can't do that.
First turnover for the Clippers. Towns for another three.
Aggressive as I have seen Paul George. He took it right at Towns.
Beasley feeling good and lets it fly. He has 9 points in the first 4 minutes of his Timberwolves career. We've seen George come to life in the second half since returning from that hamstring injury. In the second half, averaging 14 points a game and shooting 62% from the field. Beasley, another. Jared Culver has checked into the lineup. He controls, tries to match the three by Leonard. McLaughlin, a catch and shoot three, and he knocks it in. Somebody needs to tell the Timberwolves they were dead last in three-point shooting. James Johnson, a high-energy guy. I'm a big fan. They brought some new blood in here, and I think it's going to work. It's worked for Towns. He knocks down a three. Culver, late on the clock, hoisting a three and knocking it in. Johnson for three. Will join us, president of basketball operations. We'll get his thoughts on the deadline and what he sees with this team. Noel for three, and he knocks it in. Johnson, the heave, one of the rare misses.
Adaptable, so he's a guy that we made a priority and very fortunate that we were able to acquire. On their team, I thought what Houston did was very interesting. Doubling down.
Roster has. Because you can go in a number of different directions now with the pieces you put down.
Without a difference between the last two trade deadlines and this one. You were building, and now you're finessing. How much of a challenge, how different is that for you?
Yeah, it's different because when...
Meanwhile, the worst team in the league had 18 three-point attempts.
Naz Reid knocks down a three for Minnesota. Hernan Gomez. Again, one of those players from the Denver trade that just didn't get enough time, but very good. McLaughlin knocks down the three. Side down to Beasley. Works off a Towns screen. Gets it back in the corner. Free look at a three. High 19. 2-minute warning here in this first half. Johnson sidesteps a couple of defenders, whips it back out to Beasley for three. He holds the finish as he gallops back defensively. 71-54, McLaughlin for three. Instead of the Clippers trying to get momentum, it's the Wolves adding to it. Beasley for three, and Minnesota leads by 20. 74 points for Minnesota. Beasley, another three. Time left, but they've got to start on this end. Towns challenges Zoo. Back to Beasley for three.
See a little zone defense right now by the Clips.
And Okogie makes him pay. Johnson for three. Timeout, Doc Rivers. 8:03 to play in the third quarter. During free agency, I remember being very excited about that possibility. Very. McLaughlin having himself a night. Towns gets the flyby from Lou. Lou recovers, Towns misses from the second half so far. 6:42 to play in the third. Okogie left alone. I mentioned it earlier, he had really struggled from above the arc coming into tonight. That's his second three.
Yeah, they had a defender right there in his face challenging Paul George.
Malik Beasley on Lou. Great ball rotation here for the Wolves. Beasley for three. Hard to believe this is the first time these guys have played together. Push. And again, great ball movement. Finds Beasley open for three. A few minutes of the final frame. Towns Gives to Culver for three.
In the back line to rotate.
Towns for three. 20 three-pointers made for Minnesota tonight. Gives to Paul George. Drives on Johnson. Blocked. Towns has it with time. Gets it to Crabbe for three ahead of the horn.
Just the way things have been going. Wind up kicking it ahead to Crabbe, who's an excellent three-point shooter.
Reed hit a three earlier and knocks down a second one.
Movement, little ball movement that time on the perimeter.
Reed for three. The single digits. Already with a career high.
Close. You guys have a chance to win it.
Clippers do play tomorrow in Cleveland. Hernan Gomez for three. Oh, they needed that. 124 to 104 Minnesota. McLaughlin picked up by Cavangeli. Hernan Gomez for a corner three. I give credit to Minnesota. They're not letting up. Signals, not necessarily from the way the Clippers played, certainly not the way the Wolves played, but 9 new faces, a lengthy losing streak, playing at home, an invigorated crowd as Reed knocks down the three. Reed for three. Beasley will foul to stop the clock. He'll get a nice ovation. And what a debut for Malik Beasley and the Minnesota Timberwolves.